why I do this channel is because I'm like, hey, I spent a lot of money on stupid shit, trying stupid shit. So I'm here with like even music marketing. Here's the stuff that actually really works well for me. So here are my techniques.
Mark wants to know, do you need a copyright in every country, please?
Yeah, so the copyright, and let me, when you get a copyright, let's say if you're in the United States, there's the Berne Convention. It's an international treaty. And so a lot of questions that come up are very similar to this. And I'll be like, well, if I have a copyright here in the United States, what if, there's infringement in like the UK or one of these other countries? And I think it's like over 120 some countries have signed the Berne Convention. So basically what that means is that your copyright will be recognized in the other country. But caveat, with like copyright stuff, trademark stuff, a lot of these companies, and individuals, they end up going and registering their stuff in different countries as well, just for that extra protection. But sometimes our clients are outside the United States, and I'll go like, maybe you just file here in the United States because it's here, and then if there's a problem, we can just go sue on your behalf. So it's just finances. Can you afford it? Where are you located? Like and those are good questions if you ever hire an attorney to actually work for you and just talk about strategy, what makes sense.
I took all 500 tracks off DSPs down in December and now have a sync license deal. My first contract is with a video game company. We'll make more money with one deal than I would have made 10 years on DSPs. He was in the comments a lot. I just can't seem to find all of his stuff earlier, but he was really telling his story about, just making that journey and taking him off, and just how it felt so good. Because he just, was feeling taken advantage of. And I love to see that. We push sync licensing all the time. In fact, we've even just recently dropped a sync licensing course that's really easy. It's made sync licensing made easy. It's in the description and stuff. It's very cool, and I recommend you guys all check it out because you need to be making money off your music, and sync is a great way.
Yeah, but
I love it for producers.
Congrats on that, because man, that's what I'm talking about. And because earlier we were just like, diversifying and making sure you can make money from so many different things. And so, being like, well, forget this. And I promise there are record labels we've interviewed, like the one of the CEOs of Fixed Records, and almost all that they do is synchronization. They just make music with the intention that they're going to get it into TV and film and games. And they've done this because they're like, we're going to stop wasting our time trying to make money through Spotify, and we're just going to go to where the money is. And that's totally fine. I love that so much. And I think people who want to be more artistic and they want to build fan followings and things like that, they have more of a motivation to be on music platforms. But dude, that's awesome, and congrats.
That's amazing. Like if you're in the chat right now, put the muscle emoji in the chat. That's a huge win. And I really want to be celebrating your guys' wins. We need to share this stuff. I feel like as an artist community, it's like over the last couple of years with the, YouTube and all this stuff and all these great YouTubers out there, like Curtis King, like Ben Jordan, sharing other ideas. It's like we're kind of becoming a community, whereas just typically artists are just, stereotypically just kind of out for themselves. You know what I mean? It's different from an actors union. I don't see all the artists collectively just taking off work for a year, not going to release anything or promote anything. It's good to see that the collective is growing and people are spreading awareness. In Spotify, if you do covers, do you get half plays royalties?
See, so if you do a cover, the DSP pays to the Mechanical Licensing Collective, at least if you're in the United States. So they pay a portion of the earnings from your music directly to that organization. That organization then goes and pays the original songwriters. So that's how it works as far as the royalties for the cover songs. If you do covers, do you get half the royalties because the original composer gets a cut or something? Yeah, so a couple things here. If you do a cover song, whoever you created the cover with, remember you have a deal with them. Okay, so if it's Mr. Producer and Miss Singer, you guys agree, we're going to split everything 50-50. So you have the share of earnings just from your version, and then you put it on the music platforms. And what happened is with the 2018 Music Modernization Act, there was an update, and it said that the DSPs, so the Spotifys, go and do deals, right, specifically with the Mechanical Licensing Collective, which is like the government little body that collects the royalties to then pay the original authors of these songs. It's just, a way to put in a system so everyone's getting paid. So they take that from your royalties before they go and pay you to your distributor. So basically, by the time you actually get the money, and then it's going to be split between Mr. Producer and Miss Singer, whatever's left over, you guys are going to split that. but they've already taken the share of the royalties and paid it to the publishers and the songwriters. So that's how it works in the United States anyway. Music Attorney is your #1 legal resource for artists, producers, and record labels. Get contract templates, one-on-one legal advice, free master classes, and everything you need for your music business. Go to topmusicattorney.com.
Hollywood Recording Studio wanted to know, do you sing or play an instrument? Have you played in bands? And what led you to becoming a music attorney?
Yeah, so actually, no, I'm still an independent artist. I do dark pop. That Orko is actually my music producer, and we just kind of, started Top Music Attorney as a way to just, take our collective knowledge of many, many decades of, stuff in the music business and just to help you guys. But no, so, dark pop music is the thing. I play piano, cello, violin, tiny bit of guitar. You can't even include it, so we're gonna exclude it. And so, mostly singing and piano, to be honest, is those are my main instruments. Did the band thing, that Orko and his other musical life did the band thing.
Yeah, I did all kinds
And
of bands and stuff.
and we came together and started writing music, and we're working on a new kind of side project thing right now. So no, music is
As well as
absolutely our
the new Miss Crystal record. So we have a lot of things, and that's why I really want to hear your guys' experiences, because we're going to be releasing like 2 different projects this year. And we're going to be kind of documenting and continuing to look at just these methods and trying them, because I gotta know, you know what I mean? Like, it can't hurt, and I'm willing to be kind of a guinea pig for it, for sure.
Yeah, and you know what? That was even kind of fun talking with Curtis King yesterday about this because he's an artist. And so as he's trying this thing of taking his music off of DSPs and just selling directly, so you can go download through his website, you can buy an album, things like that. And he's like, I don't know that this is going to work. He's like, and I'm even
Right.
considering maybe I'll just have my music on social media platforms. He's like, I could be convinced because I was kind of talking. I'm like, that's a great idea. You should do that.
Yeah.
And just being like, as he goes through his journey, he can share what works, doesn't work with his audience, and same with me, and same with us. Like, I want my stuff to do good. I want everyone to, all that, but it doesn't mean everything that I'm doing is going to work. But that's part of why I do this channel, is because I'm like, hey, I spent a lot of money on stupid shit, trying stupid shit. So I'm here with like even music marketing. Here's stuff that actually really works well for me. And I can get, hundreds and thousands of new subscribers and people on my email list, all this stuff. Here are my techniques. And I literally just put that stuff in my videos, like the music marketing one, the last one I released on this channel. So as stuff works or doesn't work for us, we're going to just share that with you.
Absolutely. Are you considering selling your music direct to fans and sidestepping distributors? And 81% of you are definitely considering it. So that's pretty exciting. Keep it on TikTok. Keep it on IG. You know what I mean? Because you're going to make your reels and you want people to share it. That's the promotion. The singles go on Spotify. Album, EP, special bonus tracks, that goes on the website. You do a pay what you want kind of model, and you get that support. And maybe you only offer it exclusive for what, like 2 weeks. And then maybe you release it on Spotify and all those things. You just give it a run. You know what I mean? You see how it goes. Don't be afraid to try stuff and sharing your journey. People are interested. I'm
Hell
interested.
yeah. It's very clear the playlists are owned by record companies and are gatekeeping, so it's a
100%.
waste of time, I feel. Yeah, I mean, I 100%. And because, I represent some of these companies, and not to knock them, but I'm just like, artists do it, record labels do it, like as far as starting these playlists, even if they're not like official Spotify, right? So people start and build these playlists with the intention that you're going to promote your own
Right.
stuff. And there's nothing wrong with it.
I
It's a
don't feel
marketing ploy.
sure. And I think a lot of artists actually do that. They do that for themselves, but they realize, it's kind of a pain in the ass to maintain a playlist, especially when you're taking submissions of other people trying to promote their own stuff. When you're just working on promoting your stuff, it gets to be a whole thing. Eric PC said, I found it funny that just a week or 2 ago, TuneCore sent out an email to their artists talking about streamer fraud and how artists should protect themselves from it. It's as if they're trying to produce evidence of themselves appearing to look out for the artist. The timing seems suspicious.
It's so funny. I appreciate you sharing that. And one of the things I had said in my original video, I go, something that was just odd is, in their terms of service, which they were relying on, they had updated them on December 13th, and our letter had been sent on December 1st. And so, again, it just maybe a coincidence, but I'm like, that's weird. Because a part of it was that we were like, we need to go back and look at the terms of service from when this did apply years ago. And you guys are so smart. I totally forgot about this, but you're like, Crystal, go, but way back
Way back
machine, way back
machine.
machine.
Yeah.
So anyway, I was able to go and look after that. But all interesting stuff.
Mur5835 says, what you're doing is huge. I'm not sure if people understand how huge, because even though this is directed towards TuneCore, a case win here leaves an option open against any of these distributors. And they've been doing artists wrong. I gave you a shout out on my music production channel because I'm trying to help spread the word. And I just really, I really appreciate it. We've been collaborating with a lot of YouTubers, as you guys have been kind of seeing, especially if you've been, in the mix or you've been with us for a little bit. And just it's been really cool just seeing people just really trying to get this message out, to grow all of our communities, to seeing your guys' passion. And it's just been incredible. And I just really appreciated that, when you guys share out the content.
Back. So Aaron had a follow-up to the cover song question. Let me go back to this, which is, do the DSPs also do this for samples? Really important. Great follow-up question. Hell no. Okay. So, we've talked about this. Please take a moment, go watch the last video that I released about cover songs and understanding the difference between a cover song and sampling, because the easy breeziness of cover songs is not the same for sampling. And sampling is just when you take a piece of someone else's song or you use inspiration from their song. So it's like their whole melody and then you change some words. Like, you can't do that. You have to go and get a license. Beyonce has to do it. Taylor Swift have to do it. Like, everyone has to go and do it. Cover songs are a whole different thing, and it's easy and it's permissible under the Copyright Act. And there are all kinds of things you need to know about it. So if you haven't seen it and you want a deep dive, please go and watch the last video that I released on that. So would you suggest an LLC or Corp for an indie music label? Typically, you're going to start as an LLC because it's all just the money game. If you're making a lot of money and you are profitable after paying yourself and paying your staff and all this stuff, then you might want to have a conversation about converting into an S corporation. If you're just starting out and you don't got a lot of money and you definitely are not profitable, LLC. Because, and again, I'm not an accountant, but the whole, it passes through, it makes it super easy when you're filing your taxes. I mean, it's just go with it. All right. But talk to your accountants. All right.